We have an update to the neurological VA disability rating changes. And what we're going to do here is an all-in-one video for these changes because they are very major. First, I'm going to show you the update. I'm going to answer the most common questions for those who are 100% PNT, IU, or are currently rated for TBI specifically. And then we'll go into the changes themselves. Now, the neurological system is huge. The biggest change is, well, I wouldn't say the biggest, the most common change is going to be radiculopathy. I'm going to do a separate video on that. This here is for TBI, which is going to affect some mental health ratings potentially. All right, I'll explain why that is. But here's the change, okay? We're in long-term actions right now. This just went down. So the mental health, tinnitus, sleep apnea, these dates would say 2022. All right, the final actions TBD. I would not expect this to happen anytime soon whatsoever. Although a lot of these changes are more clerical than anything else, TBI is probably the biggest. Parkinson's also has another big change there. But those are the changes, okay? It is happening. It is coming down. This is for the neurological system, which is this huge document right here. Now, this is the new criteria for TBI. This is the current criteria for TBI. You can just see it's 80-45. Just kind of some paragraphs. And then a pretty much good luck, Chuck. Okay? Doesn't really explain anything at all. The new criteria does. But before we go into the new criteria, I got to answer the questions I know we're going to come up in the comments. All right? If you're 100% scheduler or combined, or your PNT, or your IU, or you're not 100% and you're rated for TBI or any of the other rating changes like mental health, tinnitus, sleep apnea, whatever the case may be, you're fine. The VA cannot reduce you on the basis of a 38 CFR change. It's not going to happen. It says shall not. All right. Shall not be infringed. So the little pun there. You can Google that 38 CFR code if you want, but you're safe. All right. Get that out of the way. Here we go. Here are the changes. So we still have a bunch of paragraphs, which is what we saw in the current criteria here. Except on this one, you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see the evaluation of cognitive impairment. Now, this is going to be super similar to how mental health is rated. Check out that video if you haven't. That'll be in the playlist down below, the most recent changes for mental health. But it's very similar where you have your buckets, okay? So to speak, you have your levels, depending on what that looks like. So 0, 1, 2, 3 total. And then you have a criteria definition for each bucket. The mental health buckets has 5. TBI has a lot more. That matters because I think objectively it's going to be easier. It's going to be easier for examiners and VA raters to separate mental health symptoms from TBI symptoms. So that way you can have 2 ratings. Now, if the symptoms are the same, the VA is going to sandwich those together. Bada bing, bada boom. You get a single rating for both PTSD with TBI. That's how it is now. I do think separating symptoms for mental health and separating symptoms for TBI under the new criteria is going to be easier. And we should see, my opinion, my prediction, we should see more individual ratings for these. So in that sense, it's good. I don't think the mental health changes are good, by the way. But the first bucket is judgment. You can see the 0 to total scale. The second bucket is social interaction. Again, 0 to total. Next is orientation. That's going to be a huge one there. Motor activity. Okay, absolutely. This is like this is when it gets real. All right. You see the 0 to total scale there. Visual, spatial orientation, also mental health symptoms. Current at 70%, by the way. Then there's subjective symptoms, and I love how they kind of added this like miscellaneous category here. Really like that. This one only goes to 0, 1, 2, not total. Then you have neurobehavioral effects, 0 to 3, not total. Okay. And lastly, you have communication. So there we go. That's how the VA is going to run through your TBI exam. The DBQ should reflect these buckets. And you can pretty much use that criteria for the other changes as well, right? Like the mental health DBQ is going to be updated. Here are your changes. Again, this is so far down the road for neurological. Mental health, tinnitus, sleep apnea, right around the corner. Neurological, not so much. All right. That's all I got. I hope that helps someone. Peace.